Welcome! We're going to watch Watcha, just in case you can't hear us in Iowa.
You know what? I get excited when we do this. I love doing this. It's just fun.
I love doing it
And
too.
it gets me fired up. I can't help it.
And we open the window.
Yeah, we open the window.
Because, I mean, can you believe how beautiful this is? We're in a restaurant. A really nice restaurant.
Anyway, so
So
welcome to What You're Watching.
You know what I'm going to do? When Zeus is sound asleep, I'm going to go in his ear. What you watching? What you watching? What you watching?
Right?
And see if he stops yelling.
Stop yelling at me!
Well,
Did we tell anybody you fell out of bed the other night?
okay. Long story
Made short.
made short is I have a tendency to karate kick while I'm sleeping. And I have this tendency when I do that to really just uncork one on
The missus.
the wifey.
The missus.
It usually hurts pretty bad.
Well, not to mention you're dead asleep and someone just whacks you with their foot. Luckily, he's not a puncher.
Right.
He's a kicker.
The first time this happened, I'll do it really quick. The first time this happened was like 10 years ago. Fully kicked her, just uncorked one, really hurt, and I start laughing, and then she starts laughing, and I really start laughing because I realized what I was dreaming about when I actually kicked her. I was in a fight with John Voight, and I karate kicked him. Fast forward about 5 years, I'm on a plane. Who's sitting in front of me, coming back from New York? John Voight. So he comes out of the bathroom, I corner him, I say, "You want to hear a funny story?" And he says, yeah, sure, yeah. That's like a terrible impersonation. Anyway, I tell him that I was in a dream fighting him, and I karate him. He starts laughing. He says, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Go get your camera." And then he says,
Okay, now I'm gonna go like this, and then you're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna. So he does like.
Was he in The Sopranos?
"No." He was actually doing
Ray Donovan.
Ray Donovan then.
Ray
so
Donovan.
he was playing Mickey on Ray Donovan.
So
Anyway,
fast-
last fast forward now, I'm kicking through this transparent guy. Kicking. Next thing I know, I wake up, I'm on the floor. I kicked myself right out of bed. Completely out of bed. So there you go.
right.
And that's enough of our personal
I think
stories.
that kicking is a good segue because we are going to talk about something that just came out.
Yes.
It's about football, kicking football.
No,
And
he's a
it's
linebacker.
called,
but
there's a
okay.
series on Netflix called Untold.
Yes.
And this one is the very first one of season 2, and it's about the Notre Dame player Manti Te'o.
Manti Te'o, wow, what a story. He originally wanted to go to USC, and then decided at the very last minute he was going to go to Notre Dame.
Yes, and he's Mormon, and he's very, very faithful. And he felt like God was telling him he had more to accomplish at Notre Dame than he would have at USC. Both schools, tremendous rivalries,
Yep.
tremendous football. So Manti Te'o comes out, and he is the
Crushing
star.
Okay, he's going from Oahu, Hawaii to Notre Dame. He's alone. He has no family.
He's very sheltered, very
Yeah.
naive. He's 19 years old,
Yep.
and he gets catfished.
Which
and back in
was new.
2012, nobody really knew what catfishing
Right.
was.
The person that did it in the Manti Te'o story pretended to be this woman who became friends with Manti on Facebook.
Right, and he created this whole persona because he was a big fan of Manti's, and it went on and on and on and on, and they fell in love, but they never met.
Right. In 3 years.
Anyway, it goes on and on and on, and then when it was revealed, it was right during the draft.
He had a lot of internal family issues going on. Crazy.
So there's that part of him you're like, and as a parent, I understand this because we raised pretty sheltered kids on purpose. But he was very, very faithful. His life was football. He was young. He was sheltered. He was from, a completely different culture.
Yeah.
And so for him, having a girlfriend that he talked to on the phone, he talked to her on the phone a lot. It's completely out of control. And then Deadspin, a teeny tiny little online sports page.
It's a sports news organization that tries to essentially tear and make fun of and out ESPN and other big national sports publications.
Yeah. So they broke the story, and it was right when the national championship was taking place. Manti was getting ready for the draft, and it's
crazy.
Ruined his life.
His outlook and response at the end of this was incredible. You talk about somebody that has gone through the ringer and wants to try and help people and be a good person. It was unbelievable. I mean, the guy's a stud. It's incredible.
And he's inspirational,
yeah.
and he's positive, and he was a great role model, and then everyone just turned on him. And that's the part that I have the hard time with, because when he was at Notre Dame and he was winning games and they were undefeated, they show this scene where everyone's in the stands and they're all waving
Hawaiian
plastic lays, and they all loved him. And then as soon as the story hit, he was the butt of jokes, and everybody just turned on him.
Terrible memes. Anyway, you've got to watch it. It's really interesting. As as parents, how would you handle this? How would you have done something, with if your child was going through a similar experience? What would you have done? What would you, put it in the comments. We'd love to hear.
How would you have supported?
How would you have supported them? What would you have done differently in their family? It was faith, family, football. Those were the 3 F's that followed in their family.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fascinating to watch. I remember the story. I didn't really remember it in detail, but it was definitely something, once I started watching it, like, how is this possible?
Well, and I'm more of a football fan than Zeus is, and so
even though I sold sports for 15
I knew the whole
years.
story. I watched the draft by myself every year. Me and the dog, we watch the draft.
I watch it with you. Come on. You know that.
The great thing about it is the way Manti still to this day deals with it.
Yeah.
And I did a follow-up on the internet today, because it only came out like 4 days ago.
Right.
Social media is going crazy.
Yeah, it's
supporting
amazing.
him. Like, I'm looking up his Instagram and I'm sending him a message.
Yeah.
As a mother.
And I'm sure he'll be responding to that one.
I'm sure that as many people as spit on him and made jokes about him should now turn around and support him.
They should.
He's married, he has a baby.
Yeah,
Life goes on.
Life is good. He played in the NFL for many years, so it's absolutely worth a watch.
It was really, really good. I would give it a 5 based on the story and how much it touched my heart.
Yeah, and you know what?
I still think we need more Lazy Boys.
Not to be a follower, but I felt the same way. It really touched my heart when you're going through this whole process. You feel like you're going through it with him. So I'm going to say 5 too. Yeah,
absolutely. And Manti, I know you're a follower and a subscriber, and we just want to tell you we love you.
We do.
And I never would have abandoned you 10 years ago.
Yeah. On that note, thanks for what you're watching.
Thanks for what you're watching.
Put your comments in below.
Keep watching. What is this, like our 22nd episode?
20th, maybe? I think we've done 20 episodes. So,
which is great because it forces us to stay home and watch TV. I love it. Like, what are we going to watch?
Yeah. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Click the bell. Click the like button. All of those things really make a difference. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.
This is for Manti.
We will see you next week on another episode of Watcha Watchin'.